So if you're thinking about content marketing and like, all right, be honest, how much does it really cost? Like, what am I going to spend? Or there's 4 major expenses that you're going to have, and we're going to talk about them honestly in today's video. Hey folks, Marcus Sheridan here, and so let's talk about money. Yeah, it kind of does drive me crazy online how nobody really wants to address this question. You've heard me talk about it a million times. And so let's actually discuss, if you want to do content marketing well in 2020 and beyond, what is it going to cost financially? Where are your expenses at? Okay, so there's 4 majors. Let's talk about the first one. The first one that you're going to have is you must, you can't skip it. You must do whatever it takes to get buy-in with your entire organization, at least all of the subject matter experts, certainly everybody in leadership, and certainly everybody on your sales team. Now, personally, the way that I've seen this done so many times is some type of event with all of those people that helps them understand that what, that how, and that why. You could call it a workshop, you could call it an in-house training. I have done over 250 of these around the globe, and the issue is this: if you don't give everyone that vision on the front end of that what, how, and why, well then you're gonna get resistance later. Remember, the greatest way in life to resolve a concern or problem is to address it before it ever becomes a concern or problem. So take the time and spend the money to get everybody together and get everyone on the same page. That's number 1. Okay, number 2, you're going to have the cost of the time of your subject matter experts. So what do we mean by that? So within your organization, you have different subject matter experts. If your content, your messaging is truly going to be successful, you're going to have to tap into all of those SMEs. That takes time. And so to give you a sense for this, many of the organizations that come to me and say, Marcus, how much time? Like, what does that look like? Well, it depends on the total number of SMEs, but let's say that you're like most and you have, let's say, 5 or more subject matter experts. You could plan to have each person spend 30 to 60 minutes a month with someone on the marketing team to produce that content. Most organizations, and certainly most subject matter experts, have 30 to 60 minutes a month, but it is a cost, and so we mention it here. Number 3, you must have someone in your organization that owns the content production, who doesn't wear a dozen other hats. We call this person a content manager. I don't care what you call this person, but they must be obsessed about producing this content. Who should you hire? We often teach our clients that you should look for someone that maybe has a journalism degree, because they can write, they can edit, they can interview, they're probably very good with social, and maybe a minor in something like mass media, because then that shows you that they're good with video. And then finally, the number 4 expense that you're gonna have, if you wanna look at content marketing and do it well, you must know, is it actually making us any money? Yes. You see it so often. Companies are doing digital stuff. I'll ask them all the time, so what are you doing? They'll tell me what they're doing, then I'll say, so is it making you any money? And it's crazy how you oftentimes hear people say, yeah, I think it's doing all right for us. Yeah, but how much revenue did that generate? If you don't know, how can you justify either increasing the resources in the spend or decreasing it on digital? So you must get a tool to measure it. Something like a HubSpot or some other tool, but it's got to be more than just Google Analytics if you're going to get those true numbers, that true ROI. So hopefully now you have a great sense as to what content marketing really costs. We've got the cost of that initial event or workshop to get the buy-in. We've got the time of the subject matter experts. We've got the cost of the content manager. And then finally, we've got the tools that we're going to use to measure this. But if you don't take a shortcut and you do these things, I can tell you it will be incredibly worth it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you share it with your team, get that buy-in that you've been looking for. And until the next time, my friends, let's get to work.